All right, y'all, Mark here again. Y'all know how I do cookbooks, bring informational meals. But I want to talk about mental currency, all right? The mental currency, the currency of your mind is more important than the currency in your bank account. And what I mean by that is the richness of your self-confidence will determine the richness of your bank account. The richness of your self-esteem will determine the richness of your life. The richness, okay, the wealth of your self-belief will determine the wealth of your physical manifestations or your physical assets. So in other words, fecundity, fecund. The word fecund means to be prolifically creative or prolifically productive. So you produce in a prolific manner and overabundance, abundant and overabundant. That's fecund. So the fecundity of your mind should be like soil that is well cultivated. So if I plant a seed, a healthy seed, a good seed in a ground that is not fecund, therefore it has no fecundity, what I just explained to you, that seed ain't gonna grow. So your mind must be like soil that is well prepared and therefore can be fecund and therefore fecundity. That is what I mean by mental currency. The mental currency of your mind should be exponential. You should have 6-figure, 7-figure mental currency. We just went through 2018 and we've seen some very illustrious and high notoriety figures commit suicide. Without saying names, if you've watched TV over 2018, you know what I'm talking about. These people were people who were in the 7 figures, right? 10 times over. But the mental currency, they were at a deficit. Because people, we need to make sure that the mental currency, the richness, the wealth of your faith in yourself, the mental richness and currency of belief in yourself. It's called self-esteem for a reason, folks. Esteem yourself. Don't let others de-esteem you with their opinions of you. Because at the end of the day, it's called, again, self-esteem. So you are to esteem yourself. Don't rely on others to validate, approve, and sanctify and sanction you. Do it to yourself. Sanctify, sanction, approve, validate yourself. Self-esteem. See how it sounds? It just flows off the tongue. Self-esteem. Esteem yourself. Your self-esteem is your mental currency. And if your mental currency in regards to self-esteem is low, you know, is at a deficit or is at a shortage, then it doesn't matter what your bank account is. You can have all the money in the world. If your self-esteem is at a deficit, if your doubt is at an all-time high, self-doubt high, self-esteem low, confidence low, if you have these issues, but your bank account is 6 figures, high 6 figures, 7 figures, high 7 figures, it doesn't matter, because what you're going to do is take that money, go buy drugs, do drugs, and because you have low self-esteem, low confidence, high doubt, high anxiety, high misery, high fear and self-loathing, you're going to buy more drugs. Because the more money you have, because you have a high bank account, you're going to buy more drugs and more drugs and more drugs. And then you're going to become more dead. I don't know if you become more dead. I'm sorry, y'all. That messed up. I was a little bit too, the brain was just going a little bit too fast. There's no such thing as more dead. You just die once, that's it. You're dead, you're dead. It's not more. You can't be like, he's deader than him. Like you're deader than I am. No, this is like once you're dead, you're dead. It's not more dead, less dead, a little bit dead, maybe kind of dead. No. It's kind of like you can't be more pregnant. Well, I guess technically speaking, you can be more pregnant. Because if you're like in your first trimester and she's in her second trimester, I guess technically that would mean she's more pregnant, right? I digress. I totally just digress. But the point is, your mental currency, folks, should be at an extreme high, and always keep it at an extreme high, because your mental currency will determine your physical assets, your physical bank account currency. So if the mind is like soil, like I said before, it's like soil, and it's fecund, it's prolific, it's prepared, it's cultivated, then when you plant seeds on it, those seeds, also be mindful of this. Make sure the seeds that you're planting are good seeds, though, because the mind doesn't differentiate, discriminate, or distinguish. So the mind does not differentiate, distinguish, or differentiate. It does not differentiate, distinguish, or anything. It doesn't determine if it's a good seed, bad seed. All it does is produces it. The subconscious. That's what the subconscious does. Is it doesn't distinguish, doesn't differentiate, doesn't determine, doesn't, discriminate. Whatever you plant on it, it prolifically produces, provided it's fecund. So mental currency high, and your bank account will follow. But if your bank account is high, your mental currency is low, then like I said, you're going to do more drugs because you have more money. You're going to be more, you're going to be dead. Okay. So yeah, it's a short one. Just wanted to get that out there. 2019 mental currency, folks. Up your mental currency. Level up your mental currency. And your physical bank currency will follow. Peace.